you all doing? All right?
Before I say anything else, I was first of all, if you two have any previous one, have you worked together or any children before today at all? Keith?
No.
It's worth it for that. Is this either your first Doctor Who related events or public appearance?
Yes.
I could just have your questionnaire to fill in.
Yes. No, it's the first time for both of us. We are virgin of the Doctor Who conventions. Yeah. It's very good to see you here as well. Lots of fun.
Do you have any preconceptions shattered?
Well, yes, but in a good way. I thought there was going to be more people dressed as Daleks, actually. Don't worry.
What's the thing is, that's not really for that reason. You, looking at your CV, you've been in absolutely every popular television series that's running at the moment. Black Girls, Bill, Casualty, Coronation Street, Greenhill, EastEnders. Was Doctor Who on your list of things to tick off? You ready to go?
It was actually, definitely. I think it was the Doctor Who for me, when I was Tom Baker. And you know, you kind of think, I'd love to work with him. Okay, I did get to work with Mr. Baker, but I did get David Tennant, who's, I think, a good close second. Or third, of course, because Colin was my second. So no, it really was quite a dream to be able to be part of. I mean, it's a slice of life, isn't it? It's an institution that we've all grown up with. And also, as well, it's hugely recognised in the industry as a very well-respected, very well-watched programme, and it's fantastic to be part of it. And I quite liked, even though I would have liked to have been the leader of the Daleks, really, that was my childhood ambition, I quite like being sort of the normal mum in it. I think it's quite nice being the ordinary chick in a mad world.
It's an essential part of Doctor Who that's been reinvented for the 21st century, I think. And I think that the Easter special, Tom, if you agree or disagree, is quite a good little calling card for that. It's got that juxtaposition of the here and now with the there and then. It's a real crossover. You're all hated to the kind of people that might be watching it. So.
Yes, I think so. I can't remember who it was, but one of you described it today, this Easter special. They said it was a jolly good romp. And actually that was quite a good way of, describing this one. It was a bit fun, but you had every sort of thing that you had, the special effects, and you had David at his best, and you had a bit of scenery, nice and divine, and lovely Michelle, and I just thought it had a little bit of everything. And I know the next one's going to be very, very good.
Right, you're not doing this session, tell us about that. In the interest of diplomacy, I'll ask Alexandra now. Were you aware of Doctor Who particularly before you appeared in it? Was it?
I was aware of it. I'm sort of too young to have got the first wave of it. Not that means I should know about it. But I was very, very aware of it because it is that kind of cult show, as you guys obviously know, where the name is so famous and but actually when it started again, I was desperate to be the new sidekick. and then Billy got it, and then Prima. So it was amazing to actually come onto the show in some shape or form was really amazing. Yeah, meant a lot to me.
I'm glad you held out, because I think you've got a much more interesting part.
Yeah, I did too, actually. And it was an interesting part because it didn't have much dialogue. So in some ways when the scripts came through, well actually you don't actually get all of the scripts. When Russell and the producers send you the scripts, they send you just 1, 2 scenes, because they don't want you to know the story. It's such strict secrecy. So I had no idea really what my part, the full extent of my part, until I got the role and got onto set. And I've got to say that the master didn't have the same, I didn't realise just how big the master was, which was really exciting. And when I got it, wow, incredible. Yeah.
You do bring it off the page, and I watched the episode again last week, and if you don't watch it for a couple of years, you just tend to file Lucy away in the back of your mind, and that very well-dressed woman who was doing that as the master.
Yeah.
But there's such an ambiguity to her. A lot of which you play with your eyes. Was that up to you, or did you discuss it with Comity, the director?
Well, Not much, actually. I mean, the sort of casting process was sort of watching, but not much was discussed and not much backstory was really created. And so I think that we actually really brought that to life when we were actually doing it. Less was discussed than you would have thought, but but then of course the second episode there's the whole, the bruise and the kind of, the implication that she's in an abusive relationship. So
it has got a bit of form, that bloke. There's the two of you synergise quite brilliantly. I did promise earlier I wouldn't try and interview John Sim by proxy, so I will ask you about you. But I love the way he's got this macabre madness to him, and you do actually find yourself being drawn into liking him. You can't help it because he's at least the most beautiful man in the universe. He's very, very funny.
He's funny, effortlessly charming, and because there was a little campus involved in his, playing of it. So actually, you could imagine just sort of going, oh my God, darling, you're not really the thing of the world. And it's like, oh my God, yes you are. So I think we.
And you play it. You're teaching on Knife Fish all the way through. There are obviously scripted things about her culpability, such as the interview with Queen of Fleet Street, played by Nicola McCord.
Yeah.
But more subtly, I think, he's clearly really out of his mind.
Yeah.
But you can't orbit his madness. You never quite get pulled in. There's a bit where he offers you a jelly baby and you take it. You're just coming near enough to his madness to take that. But if you'd asked for one, that wouldn't have been consistent. Did you work any of this out, or did it just emerge?
No, it's deep.
I've got levels.
Do you know what, John? I think John is so. We worked really, really well together, actually, and we sort of thought, now let's just have so much fun and create a kind of evil couple from hell. So something like a jelly baby just became massively significant somehow. It was actually not all pre-worked out. So a lot of that, and that's all credit to Russell, because he was really in on that. Just roll with it, see what happens.
Coming back to you now, Victoria, because you see what I'm doing today. Planet of the Dead, very much an ensemble piece. You're all inside the bus together. Did you get a chance to do any rehearsal beyond the initial interview that we went out to Dubai?
No.
Was that difficult, Charles?
No, because we were together a lot of the time. After the read-through, we went off. We did the read-through in Cardiff, and then we had about a week before we began. I think it's quite normal, isn't it, where they're sort of doing their prepping and everything, and getting the backdrop ready for us in the studio and whatnot. And so we all went to the hotel and sort of bonded, for a night or so, and then just being on set, get to know people's personalities, and Ellen and Reg, who played the lovely couple, they'd worked together before, so they were familiar with each other, so they had a great repertoire already, and a great rapport, and I got on really well with David and Dan, the two young ones, they were just hilarious. So it was all very natural, and again, as Alexandra said, all down to Russell really in the casting. They managed to get great people together, is that correct? People together who work together very well, and so you can see the results on the screen, and it happens very easily. But in terms of rehearsal, not really. But obviously we ran lines. If you were worried about anything, you could take yourself off into a corner. There was enough time. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't like doing an episode of EastEnders. You did have time to play or chat to James, the director, if there was something you were worried about, or chat to him just generally over a cup of tea, that sort of thing. Everybody was very open, and Tracy, our producer, was wonderful. You looked after really well. On that. So it was a luxury job, really. It was lovely.
Would Russell or Gareth, his co-writing husband, would they go on hand to give you a dialogue steer or a motivation steer?
Yeah, if you wanted to say something, you want to change something, you would have to have asked in advance. Or if you have something particularly you worried about, you could have spoken to Russell on the phone. He wasn't on set with us. It was quite easy. No, I'm sure if he'd been worried, he would have been straight on set. But no, Tracy was there all the time, the producer, and that was enough. Yeah, it was good.
Did either of you watch your Doctor Who's when they went out?
Yes, I was actually at a party in Dorset. it came on and everyone stopped and watched it. So then we had to watch it like, oh yeah, I can't believe I'm in a room with people watching it. But yeah, so I loved it. So it was the first obviously I hadn't seen it before that. So, yeah.
No, I didn't. I was away working, so I caught it. But my husband had taped it, so we watched it then. Yes.